So let's talk about the Sapphire Faedrake in this video. This is this blue dragon, and you can see how cute it is. But it's pretty scary. It's not all about cuteness in Call of Dragons. This pet can destroy your enemies. So we're going to look into the Sapphire Faedrake. So if many of you guys are working on magic units, you're going to want this, especially if you are using a flying magic units like Celestials. My name is Shinchi42. I have been creating a lot of War Pets guide, and I actually have a playlist. So if you're still confused, maybe you watch other content creators and you were still confused, you didn't get a whole lot of value from what you have seen, we have more detailed Call of Dragons War Pets video. So I want you to hover into our playlist, search for them. It is going to be as detailed as this video that we are going to be making for the Sapphire Faedrake. We also have a Discord channel. So in the Discord, you can communicate with me and with the other peers that are playing Call of Dragons as well. So I would like you to join our Discord, get the Call of Dragons role. Also, if you want to watch this on Facebook, this will also be available on Facebook. If you're a Facebook gang, say hello as you're watching this video, as we have uploaded on Facebook. So again, my name is Shinchi42, and I create regular Call of Dragons video. Now, let's talk about the Sapphire Faedrake. The Sapphire Faedrake, this is the one that I got for free. So this is why I have a 1-star Pain Bloom. Now, when you capture a pet, it is a very, very important rule to look into the skills. Do you have a talent or not? So this is the main talent of the Sapphire Faedrake. This is called Pain Bloom. Now, Pain Bloom's ability, you can see, with the 1-star, deals damage to the target legion and one legion surrounding it. So if there's another legion on your target, you're basically going to hit 2 of them, and it's technically called AoE. Now, this pet will deal damage in a magic form. So you want to put this pet in a magic unit. If you put this pet in a physical unit, let's say infantry, cavalry, marksman, it will not work. This pet will not cast its skill. Now, at the 1-star level, I get 50 damage factor, and then it's going to be determined by the intelligence. So that's a key thing. So whenever you're working into your Sapphire Faedrake, you need to pay attention into what attributes your pet have. As you can see currently with my Sapphire Faedrake, I have 30 on the intelligence, and it's S. That means I'm going to be doing a whole lot of damage, which I'm going to show you as well here in the video. We're going to look into the battle reports. So Sapphire Faedrake, again, this will be for magic units. This would be the best option for like Celestials because you can use this to fly with you. Sapphire Faedrake is really nice because of its ability to work with ground units and as well as flying units. Now, when we talk about the magic types in here, I would say Sapphire Faedrake is below the list of my choice. I would rather pick the Ice Lizard, but I will talk about the Ice Lizard in a next video, so make sure to tune in, subscribe, and turn your notification on. If you find this video to be helpful, just give us a thumbs up so that we can keep making helpful guides for everyone here in Call of Dragons. Now, let's talk about how do we build the Sapphire Faedrake skills. As you can see, I have built this a little bit. I'm kind of stuck in here at the moment because I will need to roll the Sapphire Faedrake to open up more of these skills in here, because I do have a legendary in here, which is pretty good, but I don't have any more skill slots. So I will still try to roll this to open up more skill slot to where I can add more skills to make my Sapphire Faedrake much stronger. So let's take a quick look in here on what we got. So with my Sapphire Faedrake, all right, we have Pain Bloom, which is 1-star, which is really good. And then I managed to put in a Forceful Pain Bloom in here. This is 2-star, which is going to enhance my Pain Bloom's damage. Each time you inflict Scorch, Freeze, or Ensnare on one enemy legion, Pain Bloom deals more damage the next time that it will cast. Again, I will show you all these reports in a little bit in here. Pain Bloom's damage bonus, 1.6% to the maximum of 40%, determined again by intelligence. So I have a pretty high intelligence. It is going to hit hard. So keep in mind, all the calculation will be based on the formula that we have here as well. And the next thing that I've added in here is this follow-up. I didn't add this, shield penetration. It came with the pet. So I will need to replace this eventually. But I got the follow-up. What this do is that it will allow you to cast another War Pet magic, all right, rage skill. Again, this is magic. This will not work on physical pet. Do not put follow-up on a physical pet. Now, when I talk about like physical pet, it is also going to be based on the talent. If your pet doesn't have any talent, then you can build whatever you want with that one. But if there's a talent, you got to make sure that you specifically lean into the physical and the magic type. All right. So the talent determines whether if it's magic or physical pet. Now with the follow-up, damage, healing, shield effect is 5.4% of the first casting, determined by intelligence. It's not going to be as strong as the first hit, but it is going to still add some extra hit here for the war pet that you have. And I've also added the lights guidance in here. I just wanted to increase the crit rate for my legion whenever I deal hero skill damage. I've noticed that with my hero, I do a crit build in here. Let me show you right now. And we get to do some really nice critting, and I think I've been seeing 14,000 damage onto the crit. So as you can see, this is our crit build hero setup. When launching a normal attack, your legion has 10% chance to gain hero skill focus, increasing their hero skill crit rate by 10%. Your legion deals 15% more hero skill crit damage as well. Now, as you can see, I still have a lot of slot to work on. What other recommendations do I have for you? So let's take a look into the skills in here. Let's just sort this out to 0 stars. And let's sort this out first with magic. All right. With magic, you can see you have a lot of options in here. So we'll go through this a little bit in here. The Dauntless, do you need this? Not really. We don't get no shield. All right. So we don't really need the intelligence for this one. I added the Life's Guidance. I'm thinking about the Magic Fortune as well. Because the Magic Fortune, it will increase your crit rate. So the probability of getting better crit rate. But at the same time, this is for only the pet. This is not going to be on your legion. Therefore, I decided that, we went towards the light guidance because this will be for the legion, which the legions do more damage than the pet. Now, the elemental harmony, this is another option that I was thinking, but again, this is only for the pet skill damage. As you can see, it will increase the crit damage for 3.6%. So what I was thinking in here, I feel like it might actually be better to change my follow-up into a elemental harmony. You can see this is more expensive, therefore it is better. But at this moment, I haven't decided to change it yet because I don't want to spend. But if you haven't put the follow-up, I would recommend this is another great option, adding the elemental harmony. So you'll have Pain Bloom, Forceful Pain Bloom, you'll have elemental harmony. You have max of 3 intelligence that you can put into your pet, and this is the 3 that I would recommend. Okay, so this is good because you're going to increase that damage from your pet. So rather than doing this one, which is, this is not that great when it comes to more damage, but it allows you to just more proc, right? Because you get 40% chance. 60% of the time it will not work. So this one is going to be a crit damage. So whenever that pet crit damage hit, then you will definitely do better. Now, like I said, if you are going to be doing the elemental harmony, I would then recommend to add the Magic Fortune as well. So if you add Light's Guidance, Magic Fortune, you now have 2 luck-based skill. All right, now you want to go in here. You can also add into the Rootless follow-up if you are working with the follow-up. So that will enhance the follow-up in here, increasing the crit rate by 3.6%. So you can, practice more often. Although, again, keep in mind that this is at the lower end of the spectrum for how much damage you're going to be dealing. Now, this Forceful Ice Core, please do not add this one into your Sapphire Faedrake. This is only for the Ice Lizard. The Ice Orb is a talent that can only be obtained from the Ice Lizard. All right, so hopefully that is very helpful in here. Now, once you have built your magic base skill, you have to look into the pet. So for example, my Sapphire Faedrake, my other good ability in here is strength. So can I add anything that is in strength base in here? So now we're going to filter this into physical. So physical will be strength base. You can see the paw. Now, if I add this, would it work? No, because this is going to be physical attack. If I add this, will this work? Again, no, this is physical. So a lot of these things will not work. So for the Sapphire Faedrake to have a strength base attribute, it is actually not that great because all of the strength base are, going for physical attack in here. You can see these are physical and it will not work onto your pet. So just keep that in mind. So I cannot work onto that one. Now you want to look into the other then. So what other things that I can work on this one? I got to look into agility. I got to look into endurance, luck, and maybe spirit. So if I look into spirit, I do have a few in here that can potentially help, like the robust buddy. I can increase my legion's HP. That will definitely work. I can go for agility, increasing my legion's marching speed as well. So there is also pure strength. These are neutral skills in here. I can go for gentle breeze as well, so I can increase and focus into the luck. The ability to focus on strength will be gone because these are physicals. And then you can also try to look into endurance as well. So if we look into endurance, you can see here you can reduce the mitigation damage that are coming in. You can also add legion defense in here. These will work onto your pet that is magic. All right, determined heart. This one will not work because you don't really get a pet shield. All right, and this one physical, it will not work. Some of them will work. The terrier barrier will work, and the bristles will work. Counter strike will not work. Enduring frost armor will not work. Friendship will not work. Now you can also focus on luck. All right, so there's a few things that you can do with the luck in here as well. Interruption. This is 25% chance to inflict pet deficiency on the target's legion every second. Basically what it does, war pet skill trigger chance, you will basically decrease it, preventing them from casting their pet skills in here. And just keep in mind, you need to look into whether they are physical or magic. So if anything that is physical, it says there, it will not work. Keep that in mind. All right, so now let's talk about the battle report in here. As you know, we have built into the Pain Bloom, Forceful Pain Bloom follow-up. So I don't know how many of you guys are working on your Sapphire Faedrake. Please let me know what build you guys are doing as well, just so I have an understanding as well what you're working on. But I can only give you what I am working on right now. So let's do this. I'm going to change it in here, and we'll kind of dive down a little bit in here. So I'm going to change this Ice Lizard, which is, the one that I prefer now. And let's go into this one, and then let's battle this. I want you guys to take a look in here. When you're battling, all right, pay attention into the hero in here, okay? You will see the Sapphire Faedrake pop out in here, and that's when it's casting. So whenever we do Scorch, there we go, Freeze, and as well as Ensnare, our pet will be working on in here as well. So the pet also has a Rage ability. So let's go into the Pet Sanctuary. Let me refresh my knowledge as well. So as you can see in here, this one will work. But whenever you see this Inflict, Scorch, and Freeze or Ensnare, it will enhances the pet's Forceful Pain Bloom. Now the Forceful Pain Bloom has a Rage ability. So you can see this is Rage skill. So once you've accumulated that Rage, right around turn 14 or 15, you are then going to cast. It's going to be casting after the commander and as well as the deputy in here. So you will see this in the battle report. So as we look into the battle report in here, turn 10, Lilia started to cast in here, Burning Blood. All right. And as you can see, whenever we do Burning Blood, we are also inflicting Scorch to the enemy. Now, as I do the Scorch, you can now see Forceful Pain Bloom was triggered, but we didn't really see the pet head pop out yet. So what this does is that it's going to increase the damage of the Pain Bloom on the next cast. So that will be our first cast actually. So let's move into the next turn in here. My Valine will cast as well in here. You can see Icy Interdiction. All right, now with this, it inflicts defensive break and freeze onto the target. Now when we do that one, it also triggers Forceful Pain Bloom in here. All right, so now we're getting Forceful Pain Bloom, making our Pain Bloom better in here. So on the next turn that we hit, you're going to see it's going to hit really hard. So as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, turn 15. All right, in turn 15, I still have the Forceful Pain Bloom due to the IC interrogation, so that is nice. This is why this works really well with the Lilia and Veline in here. Now we can do, now you can see the Pain Bloom in here has casted. As you can see, the Darkling lost 1,206 units in here. That is actually huge. I do have a 2-star Forceful Pain Bloom, making it better in here. And you can see my normal attack is 1,600. My cast of the pet is almost equivalent to a normal attack. Just keep that in mind. So we won't see any working under the pet anymore in here for a while. Then we will see them again after the Deputy cast a skill. And once again in here, we do cast the Pain Bloom, 1,000 unit loss now for the Darkling, but we still have effect onto the Forceful Pain Bloom, because when we look into the previous battle reports in here, you can see in this one, whenever we will inflict Scorch, let's see, Burning Blood, we inflict Scorch, we should see here that Forceful Pain Bloom was also triggered, which is kind of weird that I'm not seeing it. But anyway, we're seeing it here from the Frozen Star. Forceful Pain Bloom was triggered. Therefore, this one is enhanced by Forceful Pain Bloom, as you can see here, strengthened by Forceful Pain Bloom. Now, remember, we talked about the follow-up in here. So it's a chance only. It's a chance base. So we have to look into the Deputy. Whenever the Deputy cast, all right, do I have a chance of hitting with the follow-up? So let's refresh what we learned so far when I go over here, and let's look into the Sapphire Faedrake. The follow-up will be 40% chance to cast a Warp Pet Magic's Rage skill, again 2 seconds after the first casting. All right, so that it says here 2 seconds after first casting. Okay, I thought it was after the what is it called, the Deputy. All right, so we have to look into 2 seconds after the pet has casted. So battle log, this is pet skill 1-2. Now we should try to find it over here. If we cast it again, no cast in here. So pet 1-2 over here. Let's see. No. All right. Very rare for this chance. All right. Pet 1-2. And there we go. You can see we have casted another Pain Bloom in here. We just casted this over here. Pain Bloom, 1,000 units, right? And follow-up was triggered now. Therefore, we have another hit in here, but you can see from the Pain Bloom from the other one, you can see this is done by follow-up. 138 units only was lost for the infantry, but that is due to the follow-up triggering. But when you're looking to this one, this is the main Pain Bloom cast. They are losing, a whole lot more units in here. So basically what we see is right around 10% of the damage of what we can see from the difference between the main hit and the hit from the follow-up. So we still have to do some testing to see whether or not the skill, let's go over here, go to intelligence. I've mentioned earlier, you can add the elemental harmony, all right, for pet skill damage increase in here whenever it crit. So we have to kind of determine in here, is it actually worth it to do that as well? So let's go into the battle log and let's take a look into every time the pet casted a skill. So when the pet casted a skill, Pain Bloom, there is no crit. All right, so let's take a look into here. This one, Pain Bloom, no crit. If it has crit, it will indicate there's a crit. So over this one, Pain Bloom, no crit. All right, Pain Bloom, no crit. All right, there we go. Pain Bloom, again, no crit, because we don't really have pet crit rate in here. So if you want to add that thing that I mentioned here, right? So when you want to add this elemental harmony, this is crit damage. So you will need to add this magic fortune, increasing the crit rate when your legion deals magic war pet skill damage. So that might be a bit challenging, so maybe a bit more consistent whenever we actually have that 40%. Maybe the follow-up is better. Then what you can just do is then increase the follow-up by adding ruthless follow-up into your pet. All right. So that is basically, kind of guiding here on the war pet for the Sapphire Faedrake. I hope this video is helpful. My recommendation in here is whenever you capture a pet, obtain a 1-star or 2-star and then work onto that pet, roll it. If you have a 0-star pet, try not to work on it yet. Try to grind and get a 1-star pet, and then once you get it, then you work onto the skill, roll it, and hopefully you get a good attribute, focusing mainly into the talent that you have. So if you have the Sapphire Faedrake, you want to focus on intelligence so that it will work and cater a lot for your skill talent of the pet. Anyway, my friends, thank you guys for watching Call of Dragons. I will see you guys again next time.